Hey friends, some of the Circle of Hope pastors are here, Rachel, Ben, Joshua, and myself, Johnny, and we're trying to answer questions that were actually asked. We hope this time is stimulating for you, interesting and helpful. It won't be all inclusive or all encompassing, but we'll try to get to the heart of the question. Today, we're wondering about this. Can I ask Jesus for forgiveness? I grew up in the church, and I remember going to bed at night and I was worried because I had collected a lot of sins as a 9-year-old in my day, and I needed to list them off to Jesus and specifically ask for forgiveness because if I died in my sleep, I might go to hell. And I had this idea in my mind, and I was really afraid. I didn't know quite how to ask Jesus for forgiveness or how it all worked. And I don't think I'm the only one with that experience. Ben, would you help someone in that situation?
Yeah, I just want to give a wholehearted yes to the question. Yes, you can ask Jesus for forgiveness, and it actually works. Here's, even if you don't like feel immediately like the weight lifted or the anxiety gone, the actual act of asking for forgiveness is a way for us to access the forgiveness that Jesus has already given. Like this work is done, and our process of forgiveness is like getting into a relationship with Jesus. Like relationships get more intimate just in general when you go through something together, when there's like some separation and then you bring back together. Everyone has an experience of that, I hope, at some point with just like another human being. But we have that opportunity to do it with Jesus as well. And it's like the best toolbox in the Christian, or the best tool in the toolbox of any Christian. And I hope that we can learn to use it well.
I agree, Ben. I think there is something important about consciously receiving that forgiveness from Jesus, even though we don't have to ask for it. Some of us have guilt like as a default button, and it really, I'm one of those people, and it sucks to carry that around, especially when we don't need to. And letting it go, asking Jesus for forgiveness kind of feels like that scene in the old movie The Mission
Yeah.
when Robert De Niro, who is representing this ex-slave trader, he gets his burden like physically cut off by the indigenous people that he was trying to enslave, and it rolls down the waterfall. And I think consciously letting Jesus forgive us and receiving that forgiveness can feel like that burden lifted. And then like you're saying, there's a strength in the relationship, in the partnership that we can feel.
Yeah, part of that strength to me is trying to be filled with it so much that when the forgiveness is filling us up, it's so much easier to give it away. Because it's one thing to sort of feel personally forgiven, but then hang on to your, one hand you have forgiveness, and the other hand you have your own resentments, unforgiveness, or hurts and wounds and stuff. But when the longer we work with Jesus in this forgiveness thing, we're actually, we need both hands for forgiveness, and it's easier to let go of the hurts, resentments. One of the basic tools that someone may want to try is the daily examine, which is a way to consider your day at different points. The Jesuits do it twice a day, I think, but I usually do it once. But just to even think about the day and where God was meeting us in these moments of pain, and where we're truly connecting with God in beautiful ways.
Well, thank you for that, Joshua, and thanks for the dialogue, all of you. Just to end the story that I began with, I found a lot of peace in knowing that God had already forgiven me and already loved me and cared for me. When I learned and received the idea that there is no condemnation in Jesus, I could really be a Christian, follow Jesus, and find home in Him without any anxiety or worry. And now I have the opportunity to share that with others. So I'm thankful that we're talking about this. I hope it was helpful to you. If you have a question you want answered, just tell one of us, and if you feel moved, share this and like this, subscribe to the channel.